as Slush throws down some Infested Turn to try and finish up that command center. TLO's level 3 siege weapons coming out right now, and these back rocks into his natural are being taken down right now, so TLO needs to pull back and defend against this. He cannot afford to lose those facilities. TLO's actually going to come from behind with Stim Marines and Thors, and we'll see how Slush decides to react to this. He is just going to push up and actually turn around and start engaging here. Lots of fungal growths down on these Marines. All those Marines are going to go down. But TLO actually picks up some of the hurt Marines. They're dying inside the medevac, though, due to that fungal growth. Level 3 upgrades for the Thors and Siege Tanks about to finish. And TLO does have a Siege Tank back here in the back that's roasting these Thors. Or that's roasting these Roaches. Roaches are going to burrow, though, right next to this expansion. So TLO's expansion still on fire, and more Infested Terran coming out for Slush. They're going to start doing some damage here. TLO does have a Viking just scouting around down here to see what's happening at the bases of Slush. Slush taking his 4th up here in the top left corner, very close to TLO's base. See here a Banshee trying to take down these Infested Terrans, but he's taking a lot of damage, and he might actually go down. No, he stays alive, but it was fairly close. Slush making a huge probe or drone transfer here up to his 4th base. And TLO is kind of falling behind here. If we take a look at the supply, TLO is now 20 supply behind when he was 30 ahead. So TLO is going to have to make a big move here with his army, which is actually looking kind of slim right now. Only 2 Siege Tanks, no Thors, a few Vikings. So really needs to macro up another army here so that he can make a push, because he's falling behind in the macro game right now, while Slush is on 4 base compared to his 3. 4 Corruptors coming out for Slush, as well as another macro hatch here. So he is going to be on actually 6 hatches once this macro hatch finishes, and he's going to have a lot of larvae to just kind of trade armies with TLO and be able to produce one faster. TLO, I think he's getting those Vikings out because he's just assuming that Slush was going to go Broodlords. So we'll see what he decides to actually do. Here, 3 more Infestors on the way. Nice fungal growth on the Cloaked Banshee from ROOTSlush, and he's going to take that Banshee down no problem. Also has an Overseer out here, so the Cloaked Banshee might not have been able to do too much damage anyways. Infestors are starting to move out for ROOTSlush, and a Ghost Academy coming down for TLO. Wants to land some EMPs or just snipe these Infestors. There was a small push here by TLO, but Slush was able to burrow those workers there and get them down so they didn't take too much damage. And TLO is long distance mining here from this possible 4th base that was killed. Medevac here full of Marines just sitting, possibly waiting to do a drop. Zergans here coming to attack these long distance miners. That macro hatch just now finishing up, as well as the Mobius reactor is on the way for TLO, so the starting energy of those ghosts will be lifted. And Slush looking like he might make an attack here, starting to move up all his units. A lot of Zerglings, a lot of Roaches, a lot of Infestors, and a lot of Corruptors. So this could do a lot of damage if he's able to push in and start taking out these SCVs. And yes, he is going to be able to, but TLO, with his very fast reaction time, is going to pull a lot of those SCVs back. He is going to lose a few of them unnecessarily. 2 more Siege Tanks on the way for TLO. Level 2 upgrade for his Bile Ball on the way. And he's going to try and sneak in with the Cloaked Banshee, and decides better of it because there's so many Infestors there. Really wouldn't be a worthwhile attack. TLO's trying to land this command center at his 4th base, and just kind of massing up an air army right now. So kind of an interesting play by TLO. I'm not sure what he's going to be trying to do here. Still no Greater Spire from sorry, ROOTSlush. Sorry for my ums right now. 13 drones on the way for him. So Mass Corruptor, Ling, Roach, Infestor right now from ROOTSlush, and he's starting to move out again. He is maxed right now, so really he can start going in just doing damage to TLO's units, and he can reproduce them way faster. He doesn't quite have any money banked up just yet, and TLO does have a Cloaked Banshee here harassing this 5th possible mining base for ROOTSlush, and probably going to get a cancel here because of that. TLO is running in 1 Marine as well, and this base is so close to dead. If he doesn't cancel that, I'm not sure he did not get the cancel off. He actually lost that base. These units are going to kill that Banshee, no problem though. TLO is getting Cloak as well for his Ghosts now, and he is pumping out a lot of Ghosts. If we take a look at the Units tab, we're going to see that TLO has 4 Ghosts out right now. Sorry, this fancy name thing is getting in the way right now. So 4 Ghosts out for TLO, 2 more on the way. 6 Siege Tanks, 9 Vikings, 2 Banshees, 2 Hellions, and 10 Marauders. So a very interesting mix by him right now. Zerg opponent is starting to get many upgrades here. Zerg missile attacks level 2, Zerg melee attacks level 3, and flyer attacks level 1. 35 banelings being morphed in right now down here. And TLO does a money scan. He's going to see all those banelings morphing in. We'll see how he decides to react. He does have a lot of siege tanks sieged here, but if Slush decided to come around this left side here, he could bomb this planetary fortress and possibly take it down instantly. 2 more Ghost Academies coming down for TLO, so we're going to be seeing some nuke action. I'm assuming there's no other reason to get that many Ghost Academies. We'll see where he's laying those down. One back here with a nuke on the way after this cloaking finishes. So TLO is going to try and get himself out of this jam with some nuke play, which we all love to see. Who doesn't love nukes? Zerg units starting to move into the siege tank line. Lots of banelings in this mixture, and we'll see how he's able to do here. Fungal growth going down on the Banshees. TLO positioning his units as best he can, but losing a lot of Marines to the banelings. And Neural Parasite on the siege tank, so using those siege tanks against him is ROOTSlush. Very nice move by him, but it looks like TLO is going to come on top here. Taking a look at the supply again, TLO 150 to ROOTSlush 113. So Slush making a huge mistake pushing into those siege tanks and that huge army of TLO. We'll see if he's able to hold off this big attack that's going to be coming in. TLO knows that he just held off a huge attack and starting to move for this gold base of ROOTSlush. Another few barracks coming down for TLO as well, and a lot of Zerglings are going to be coming in for a counterattack here down on the third of TLO, but he does have a planetary fortress, so I don't think it's going to do that much damage. TLO takes down the gold base, starting to head over to this base on the bottom right. These Zerglings are going to attack this planetary fortress. Looking at the health of it now, it is going down, but it is killing so many Zerglings. He is not going to take that down with the Zerglings he has left. TLO moving down now into this base. Multiple nukes on the way, taking down these spine crawlers, no problem. And TLO doing some scans to make sure there's no burrowed banelings here. And he is going to be able to take down this hatchery as his units are backing up, just to make sure that no huge flank is going to come in and destroy him. Siege tanks are getting surrounded here by Zerglings, and TLO smartly going out of siege mode though, so he's not blasting himself. And these last few units here of TLO are taking some damage, but ROOTSlush GG's, and TLO takes the first game. Very intense game, a lot of back and forth. Looked like TLO had it there for a while when he was ahead on supply, but he let Slush keep macroing up, and you can't do that against the Zerg because they will take advantage of it. But then Slush made the big mistake of rushing his entire army into multiple siege tanks of TLO, and TLO was able to hold it off, come off ahead, and make a huge push back towards Slush. So exciting game for both players. We're going to move on to game 2 now in this best of 3 between LiquidTLO and ROOTSlush. Thank you for watching.